Hey everyone, welcome back to Talking Cardboard. I'm John. I'm doing another quick roll episode tonight to discuss the games that me and the group have played in the last week or so. We got together last weekend and I think we played 3 mostly new games. The first one was the Carcassonne Amazon River variant, which was pretty sweet. I think I'm still a bigger fan of the original, but they both play very similarly. I mean, you're obviously drafting tiles and placing them on the board. Instead of having just 7 meeples, you're actually given 5 meeples to claim rivers and villages instead of towns. And basically rivers also work the same as roads. And then you're given 2 of these village huts, and those are your farmers, except instead of getting farmland that's touching towns, you're trying to get jungle section that has the most animals in it, and you basically get 1 point for each animal within your village. So that was pretty neat. I think it was cool to have farmers limited, and maybe it makes you not throw those down too early in the game, like in the original Carcassonne, and lose out on a meeple until the very end. Overall, the game's fun, like I said. The only other variant is the main river. You can't build past it until you've discovered another main river tile for the Amazon. And once you play that, usually there's a bonus scoring thing that correlates to where this boat piece you have is on the board. Basically, whoever's got their boat furthest up the river gets bonus points, and then the second player also does. And that's a cool little variant, another way to get points as the game progresses. I feel like there's too much luck involved with getting these bonus tiles that extend the river 2 spaces, and basically whoever's getting those is going to be ahead on the river usually. So I don't know how I really felt about that, but still another facet of how to score points in the game, because basically every turn you can either move your boat up 1 space on the tile, claim something, river or village, and that's really your only options. So yeah, I don't know what else to say about that one. I think we still all scored decently, even though it was the first time playing, and overall just a lot of fun. I think I kind of got stuck trying to build this nice river, and I kept missing out on the piece I really needed, just a nice corner piece to turn my river and connect 2 sections together and finish it off to get my meeples back. And unfortunately everyone else got 3 or 4 of that tile, and I didn't see one until my last 2 tiles, so that kind of hampered me a bit, but still, can't blame that on the game, just a luck factor, but still pretty fun. The second game we played that night was Pandemic Fall of Rome, which I've got to say I like a lot more than the original Pandemic, which is still a great game. But I just like the theme of these barbarians are attacking and trying to get to Rome, and you've got these invasion paths they're following, and it's just, I don't know, just much more thematic and I think interesting than just trying to cure a disease. This was the first time we actually won a game of Pandemic Fall of Rome, so that was pretty impressive, and it literally came down to the last turn. We had either 1 card left to draw, which would have lost us the game if we couldn't have drawn a second one, and I think the hordes were pretty close to running out on, or the barbarian cubes were close to running out on one of the factions, and that also causes you to lose the game. The characters we got helped us. I mean, we had a guy that could travel from port to port for free, which usually you'd have to discard a card of a color to go from the port you're in to a port of that color. So that helped a lot. We had guys that could recruit a few legions that you could use to fight the or prevent barbarians from spawning for free. So that was also a big help. I think my character was actually the least helpful, and it's something to do with able to move legions with me more than the normal amount, which was somewhat helpful if depending on the situation, but not overall. too important compared to the other ones. But yeah, the game plays, kind of like the original Pandemic. You just have to collect so many cards of a color to ally with that barbarian faction, and once you're allied with them, you can actually recruit that faction's cubes into legions, which then you can use to kind of like hamper the other barbarians' movements. So I think that's pretty cool. I thought that was really thematic for the game. So one we still need to try a few more times, I think, but you'll probably see a review on that soon, since it's one of the newer games. The last game we played of the night was Stone Age, and I know this is one of Corey's favorites, and he finally got to get at the table and teach us all, so that was really cool. I'm sure he was happy with that. Overall, for a first playthrough, I really enjoyed it. It's your traditional Euro game. You're trying to use your workers each turn. You got 7 guys, and you can throw them out to gather resources, or you can put them on these cards where you're trading resources to get like a one-time benefit plus an endgame scoring bonus. There's also like you could send 2 guys to this one hut and it would spawn another worker, or you could send 2 guys to like this trading market and get points saved up to use for like further trades. Basically, the further you got up this trading track, the better trade value you had in the future when you did make some trades. Like say you start and it's like you can trade 1 or 3 commodities for like 1 of anything, but the further you get up the track, it becomes like 2 to 1 or 1 to 1 or like 1 to 2 eventually. So super beneficial. I didn't really follow the trading strategy. I went more for gathering the bonus cards and just straight up resources. So that worked out pretty well for me because I think I won that game if I remember right. But yeah, I really liked it. I like that you get these cards and then there's also tiles that you're working to trade in resources for. And Corey also had the expansion, so you added in, that's where the trader came from, and you gather like while you're out hunting or foraging, you can be collecting, the food to keep your people fed at the end of each turn, or you could also gather these like teeth from the animals you're hunting, and that's the commodity you use for trading, or for this other bonus card slot basically took 3 teeth or 6 teeth to get the card that was showing plus another one out of the deck. So that was really cool. I think I ended up with a lot of the bonus cards that gave you a multiplier for each like mission tile, I guess I'd say, or basically these tiles that you trade in resources for. I had like a 6 times multiplier at the end for each one I had, so I just focused solely on trying to get those tiles, get resources to complete them, and then try to maximize my points with the tiles I got. So I think I did pretty good at that, and ultimately got me the points I needed to win that game. Outside the board game realm, I guess, been playing Magic Online, and I'll show you kind of here the deck I've been playing this week. Green, yellow, blue deck, Bant. It's pretty good. I had to kind of shove some cards in here that normally wouldn't see play to fill some slots, like God Eternal Equetra, pretty sweet God card from the newest War of the Sparks set. Basically, whenever you're casting a creature, also creating a 4/4 zombie warrior, has double strike. I mean, it's a card that when it dies, it's going 3rd from the top of your deck, so it's recurring, super helpful clutch card in this deck. But otherwise, you're trying to ramp up with these Llanowar Elves to generate mana early. Paradise Druids are generating mana for you. And you're trying to ramp up into like your Jade Light Rangers quick, because those become 4/3s pretty quickly unless you're hitting lands with that Explore mechanic, which puts as you can see, it puts a +1/+1 counter on this creature unless it's land. Then you're trying to get up to like Nissa, who's basically doubling the value of your forests, and also turns other lands into 3/3 elemental creatures with vigilance and haste, so that's pretty powerful. what else in this deck that I kind of just shoved in? I shoved in the Parhelion too, just for fun, to see if I can make it work. I still have yet to even draw it and play it, so I'm not really sure. But really the win condition for this deck is trying to get off your Finale of Glory, which is generating X amount of either 2/2 White Soldiers or 4/4 Flying Angels, which is super powerful if you have ramped into a Nissa and have a bunch of mana to spend. So although we haven't got this to the table yet, just wanted to mention that I picked this up this week. Came out, but I got a Star Wars Outer Rim. Obviously I'm a big Star Wars fan, so I'm super excited for this. Can't really pass up any game from FFG. They've been doing a really good job with their Star Wars IP. It seems to really fit a theme that I'm excited for. You kind of take on the role of a bounty hunter or scoundrel, kind of out on the outer edges of space. And I think there's like 7 or 8 planets from the Star Wars universe out there that you're flying between, meeting contacts, taking on bounties or other jobs. And then you're trying to avoid like patrols and whatnot, or you can fight them to try to gain more fame. And that's basically the objective of the game, is you're trying to collect 10 fame to win the game. And yeah, no, sounds really exciting, and looking forward to getting that to the table. So hopefully you enjoyed this quick roll and seeing what we've been up to this week. And for everyone at Talking Cardboard, thanks for following us and watching our videos, and see you next time.